What is happening, everybody? Welcome back to another beautiful episode of Farming Simulator. Let's play with the Whole Point Gaming crew. I'm Jarhead. You know the drill already. This one's going to be a big one. Last episode we went over um, the grass, cutting some of the grass for Tony, getting all that picked up. Um, Down in the description of last video, we put our mod list. But this episode, we want to actually show off our mods. We want to show off what we use on the farm and how it keeps us running. Everybody go get your snacks, your drinks. This one's going to be a good one. Alrighty, guys. We're going to go over some of the mods that we are using on the farm. With every mod that we go over, we are going to give a pro and if there is a con. We are going to be honest with all of the mods that we use. So if anybody's watching, if you like the mods, they are all going to be down in the description again, same as last week. But we're going to jump right into it with our first mod. This is the Lizard 379 mod, brought to you by Slootjes Modding. Modeled after the Peterbilt, slightly altered for it to be Lizard in game. Guys, what do you think about them?
I love mine. Now, going for my pros, I like they really look like. I like the styling. I like all the options, folks. This thing has more options than Carter's Got Oats. I mean, you can see all the different varieties. Um, Now, the only con I have really is if you look at the third axle right here. I wish if the modder's out there and he's watching, I would like to see that third axle to be able to be lifted and lowered. I think that would bring it a little bit more realism. I'm not sure if he can do that. And also, the only thing other that I don't really like is you have a lot package that you can get. It's got all the marker lights like the real big trucks out there in the real world. The only thing I don't like is you cannot turn the headlights on or off with the marker lights on. So you can't sit there and just look at your just them cool marker lights like all big trucks have. You have to have the headlights on to have the marker lights on. So I wish that it's one thing I would like to see changed or altered a little bit, because most trucks that have the drop axle, they're able to be lifted and lowered. How about you guys? Y'all got some things you like or don't like?
I'm loving it. But I grew up. My dad was a truck driver. He had a truck similar to these. If everybody knows the truck, had the exact one. Um, I grew up absolutely loving the sound of a jake brake, and these trucks bring in that sound, and it's a little bit of a nostalgia for me, but it just adds a really good audio cue to the truck just to make it feel a little bit more realistic. Other than that, I love it. Handles good, does what I need it
Oh,
to
I
do.
agree. Plenty of power. It'll pull anything you got. Don't worry about power. It's got
Tony, you
plenty
got
of
anything?
power.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with y'all. Peterbilt just got that sound. It sounds mean. I like how there's like a little delay in the startup,
If if
but
somebody wants to, maybe they can start one up.
Show off this. I'm gonna show off this jake brake real quick.
yeah. The only thing that I have a problem with, and it's just a little nitpick thing, with there's only just a few choices for like your dashboard.
Right.
There's I think there's like a wood and a carbon. I think with everything that the modder had put in maybe one or two more options for the dashboard. That's it. I mean, this it sounds nice. It looks clean. I
I
could
think you done
see.
Forgot to
Yeah, I
add
could
add
see
one
excellent job.
the full
dropping.
visor. The full visor. You can't see out of it in first person. I forgot to mention that.
Yeah,
And you
maybe
can
make it on the
go ahead.
inside. Make it like see through, like a one-way mirror.
Either that, or maybe lower the maybe lower the point of view a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah,
That
I mean
makes
the
But
sense. The
colors.
colors are unbelievable.
Yeah. Now the color configurations that we have, that's also a mod, right? Like,
yeah, that is another mod.
See here now, you can't turn off. Showing you guys what I meant. If you turn the lights on, can't turn the headlights off.
oh yeah.
So I would
So
like to be able to turn the headlights off and leave the marker lights on. That
you got
way,
in
if
the
we're sitting in a parking lot somewhere, your headlights ain't got to stay on.
in the configuration for it, you have the engine setup, wheel setup, cabins. You can go from day cab, cab protectors, sleeper cab raised, and then sleeper cab full, and then back to the standard. You've got all kinds of different exhaust and styles that you can go with. All the different all the different visors. You can put you can put your horns on. You can change the interior setup of the vehicle. Um, you can put your fenders on the rear tires, lights on in the cabin, stickers and vinyls on the doors, any kind of sticker vinyl that you want. You can change the bumpers around just a little bit, however you want, just to suit your needs of what you like. You can change the new grill or the standard grill. Um, you can change the wind guard on the front. Um, the brand emblems, you can either take those off or change the color of them to the black, just however you like. You can also put the front decal, the front emblem on the front of the nose. You change the material style of all of the things on the truck, being your smokestacks, grill, the whole 9 yards for the material style. Um, change the tint on the glass. You can change your steering wheel setup, whether it's the standard or custom. Lights in the rear view, and then all of your different color configurations and your license plate. Depending on your style of how you like, pretty much base is 45,000. And then everything else adding up. I think after complete configuration, you're looking probably about 90,000. That is a
That's about
complete
right. Yeah.
configuration.
Yeah, because I think mine topped out at like 98, and that's everything you can imagine, even with the drop down axle. I think it was
Yeah.
like 98,000 altogether.
The other mod we're using is the unlimited color configuration. I'll have to get that the creator of the mod will be down in the description, but it adds a lot more different coloring options on a lot of things. You can change, you can use the custom, or you can go by the list. You can also create your favorites. I know you guys have seen the hot pink and the cyan for mine. Um, but you can change so much. You can add them to your favorites. Whether you pick what you like, add it to the favorite. It'll be over here in the favorite, and you can just continue to use it over and over and over. Um, so every time I go in here, I can go bang bang bang, and I've got my colors on my truck how I like. So again, 45,000 for the base, and around 90,000, I would say, for the full, for at least a modification in every slot. You're looking close to about 90,000.
To give an example of the different colors, Nielsen's truck here, it's got a custom color on it. That's a custom color he designed himself. So
That's his
just to give you
customs
an idea.
colors. The hot pink is
Yep.
mine. We got the lime green over here. So with that mod, we're capable of doing a lot more different customization of how we like. Anybody got anything else to add with that mod? The color mod?
Nope, I think that's pretty much it.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
let's jump into the next one. Alrighty, guys, we're moving on to the third mod on our list, the Lizard 44202 and the 5557. These are from Axiary mods. Nobody else on the server has been using them except for Mr. Tony, so we are going to let him take this one. Tony, give us some pros and cons of the mod, what you like about them, what you don't like about them, and what you're using them for.
All right, so these are modeled after the old military Deuce and a Half 2-ton truck. They used to use them in the military, World War II and beyond, of course. Um, this one has the dump bed, so I've been filling this one with everything that I need to dump. Of course, the cereal factory has rice and corn, so that one's used mainly for that. And this one I use at the biogas plant to pull all the trailers and stuff full of the manure, silage, and the sugar beet cut and everything. It sounds great. It's got that old, that nice old sound to it. It handles pretty good. It's got a decent speed to it. Now this does have both of these versions have what the modder calls the cheat engine. I think it's the max upgraded engine. I guess it's just for the speed. The one that I used to pull things, there's nothing I can't pull with this. And I mean, it looks like a beast. They both do.
Hell yeah!
The only thing I have an issue with is there's not a whole lot of customization. And I know like this is modeled after truck that's, 60 plus years old, maybe not even that, maybe a little bit more than that. So I get that, but I mean, there's nothing. I think the only thing that's really customizable is the engine and the front bumper. This is the upgraded bumper.
So for
other
the
one,
base on the 44202, you're looking at 62,000, and then for the dump bed, the 5557, you're looking at 72,000. Again, with all modifications, including some form of a paint job. On the dump bed, you're at least looking at 83,000. So, if you're interested in that, again, it'll be down in the description. But you heard it from the man. This is what he's using it for.
yeah.
Billy, you got anything for him?
These things are workhorses. That's all I've got. I know I've used it in the past, but not since it's come to 25, and it's just like Like he said, it's a military truck and not a lot of options, but they're a workhorse and they'll do pretty much anything you need them to do. As far as that's my 2 cents on them.
Well, alrighty, that's enough of that mod. Let's get into the next one. Alrighty, now we're moving on to our fourth mod. This is going to be the Sugar Cutter Pack from Curado Farms mods. Again, this is Tony's baby, so we're gonna let him take over. Tony, what you got?
All right, so this is an auger wagon that the modder modded to take sugar beets and turn them into cut sugar beet. Uh, I'm not 100% sure, but when you put the cut sugar beet into the sugar mill, it makes regular sugar beet makes 1.505 sugar. So for every 2 sugar beets, you make 1.05 sugar. The cut sugar beet, every 5 sugar beet cut makes 3 sugar. So I think it's basically just it helps get all the juices and everything out of the sugar beet to make more sugar. There are all the auger wagons in the base game are in this mod. And then I think there's also 2 conveyor belts that's also been modded to cut sugar beet, and then there's also a transport that's been modded to cut the sugar beet. I use this one mainly. I mean, it's all auger wagons. The only reason I use this one is, to be honest with you, is the tracks. I don't like the wheels so much. Almost everything I have, except for the drivable vehicles, have tracks. Tractor, just almost everything.
So with this one, with the configuration, base price on the Hall Master here, 149,000. After modifications and everything, you're looking at 184,000 with the configuration. You are raising how much you're capable of holding. Which one do you have on here, Tony? Is it the 46, the 56, or the 70? You remember?
No, I can tell you real quick then, because I am looking at it right here.
So that is a lot of sugar beets. And then with any of the others, let's see, this is the 190,000. It's a big boy. So if you're doing the sugar beets, you don't have to do any customization to this. There is no livery customization to this, but you're doubling your workload with this one. This one's the big boy here. And you're looking at 190,000 on that one.
It honestly does not tell me which one I have.
I think this is
I don't.
it doesn't look as raised. I think this is the
Base.
46, yeah. It doesn't look as raised.
No, I mean I know I didn't spend a whole lot of money on it. I think I just did the regular base price one. Because I mean, like I said, the only reason I'm using this is to make cut sugar beet for the sugar mill and for the biogas. That's it.
Well, that's good enough for me. Let's jump into the next one. Alrighty, moving on to our fifth mod. We are with the Buying Slurry, Manure, and Lime from Bartsanov 3 here on this dirt pile. Once it's placed down, this is what it... What?
It's
That's
not dirt,
manure. Can't
homie.
you
Oh
smell
no!
that?
Oh gosh! Oh gosh! Oh gosh! I'm going to wash these boots now.
Your wife's gonna kick you outside in the garage.
All right, Tony.
You're in the.
What's this
You're
one do?
on the.
All right, so before we're gonna tell a little secret here. We were having trouble figuring out manure. Um, I have since watched other videos from other farm sim creators. We have figured out what we were doing wrong to make the manure. But up until that point, you had to drive to the animal dealer to buy manure. And a truckload of manure cost $3,000. I found this mod. It's literally a placeable pile of manure. Uh, and it's a full truckload's like 1,500. So it literally cut the cost of us buying it down by half, and I was also able to place it in the only spot that I need it for really is the biogas plant. So that cut the driving distance down significantly. Um, the other two placeables, like you said, were lime and slurry. Is it slurry?
Yeah, Slayer.
Yeah, slurry. But the thing is, we have the pigs, we have the cows, so we'll never run out of slurry, and we do not use the lime in the game. So uh, the only thing that we're using right now is the manure until, like I said, we can start building up a pretty good stockpile of manure from our animals. So, that's basically it. I mean, there's no pros really, no cons. But the biggest pro is the price, like 3,000 per truckload versus 1,500.
And I
So,
guess in a sense, another pro would be you can pretty much put it wherever you need to put it, can't you? I mean, is it
Oh yeah, like if I
okay?
needed to, I could move this one. We opened up a spot over by the biogas, and I was actually thinking about doing this, moving it over there, so that way I could just, you know, go an even shorter distance.
So I guess you could say the pro is the pros would be it's less money, and as long as you've got the room, I would imagine you could put it anywhere you need to put it, so it's not fixed in one spot.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool.
that's a lot of crap. Well,
That's a lot of poop.
let's get into the next one.
Whee!
Alrighty, guys, moving on to the sixth mod on our list. This is the Chicken Coop 31 by 12, brought to you by Puzzle. This mod is on the production farm area. This is Tony's baby yet again. So, Tony, hammer down.
All right. So the base chicken coop, the 79,000 chicken coop only holds 360 chickens. This chicken coop cost 40,000, so it's $39,000 less, and it also holds 700 chickens. And although it doesn't look like I got 700 chickens in here, there's 700. That's basically the biggest reason we have this one compared to the in-game one. Of course, it also holds more eggs for us to use. And I
So
mean,
now the other chickens coops that we've had, if anybody's watched our videos in the past, had like a little meadow area. Would you say this is more of a industrial style chicken production or egg production, or more of a thing you would see on somebody's farm?
this is more of a,
Professional egg.
yeah, the
I
the
would
ones with the
agree.
meadow.
I would agree more professional, more industrial.
Yeah, the ones with the meadows are more of like your homesteading
Sure, sure. More of
chicken
your,
coops.
doing it, making raising chickens and getting eggs for more of your local area grocery stores, that type setting, wouldn't you think?
Yes, yeah. So I mean, like you're raising your own chickens, so you ain't got to pay $9 a carton.
Now, would you say that you started out more of a mom pop thing with the chicken eggs,
Oh yeah,
and
I
now,
started with the end game one.
so would you
And,
say that you've grown more industrial? I
oh yeah,
guess is the right, or more of a
yeah,
commercial type setting with this building?
yeah. Cause the eggs go into a lot of stuff. It goes into cake, goes into some of the other productions, goes into the bakery, goes into the cannon factory. Uh, so we needed more eggs than the in game ones could produce. And then we found this mod,
So
and
I
it's
know.
been
Go ahead.
and this one chicken coop, one chicken building has been feeding every production that we have, no problem, nonstop.
So basically, in our other videos, we showed production in your area, and you had three separate chicken coops
Yes.
to
So
supply. So now we've went to one with more more chickens in the one coop because you needed to go more industrial than you had in the other three, pretty much,
exactly, yeah.
or close to, maybe a
And
little
saves
less.
saves
But
on space.
yeah, oh yeah, now space is definitely a value if everybody can see around. The space is you gotta be careful with it. So that's
Mhm.
you got. So you have any pros and cons against it?
The
Anything
only
that you would like to
thing,
see change?
the only thing I could think of, honestly, is maybe the inside where the eggs are picked up
Mm-hmm.
a little bit taller, but that's just nitpicking. That's just me
Yeah,
trying to find
I
something.
would agree with
right.
that. Make the door a little bit more wider, taller,
Yeah.
accessible. Uh, do you not put this on distributing, or do you have to manually pull them out?
Yeah, we have to manually pull out the eggs. There's no distribution. I mean, to, there is, and I'm going to be talking about another mod that we don't have. There is a mod that gives these productions distributing powers. So the
Okay.
sheep pens and the chicken coop and the cows, they would all be able to distribute to the next process. And I mean,
So that possibly could be a mod we look at into
yeah.
the future.
But I mean, really, we've downgraded. I've downgraded. Uh, like we said, we had three chicken coops. Now we have the one because this one produces the same amount as three. And it doesn't really take that long to unload it. So, I mean, we could
Right.
if we wanted to, just to make it more easier, but that would just be a
But
maybe thing later.
overall, with the well, besides the nitpick stuff, overall, you would say it's a great mod.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, 100%. It's like I said, $39,000 cheaper than the in-game big chicken coop, and it produces the same amount as three.
Okay. So
Of
that's
those.
definitely
So,
a thumbs up on that one, folks. Definitely a
oh
thumbs
yeah,
up if you're looking to do chickens.
Yeah, well, that's good for me. Let's move on to the next one. Alrighty, everyone, it is about that time of the video. We are going to go ahead and do the driver of the week. This week's driver of the week is brought to you by none other, yours truly. So, backstory: we were in we were in the process of shooting 2 weeks ago's video, and me and Doc were driving around in Billy's brand spanking new truck, having fun, jumping it, flipping it all over the place. I jumped it, we landed in the river. Brand spanking new truck. I don't think Billy had actually even used it for anything, but we put it in the creek. So, haha, it's me this week. You got me. Alrighty, guys, we'll get right back into it. We're gonna hop in here and get some spice bites for a minute. We'll get back to you here just in a few minutes. Alright, bringing us into our next mod on the list, number 7. This is the sawmill from Jammo. We have deemed this the Scott and Sons sawmill. The guy that normally runs it, he's on vacation right now, union break and whatnot like that. So we're gonna go over this mod for him while he's gone. This sawmill on the construction list, I have to find it one more time, is $150,000. $150,000 to place. You are capable of putting a lot of wood in here. That's what she said.
What, $1.5 million, I think, is what you can put in here?
Yeah, 1.5 million liters of wood into the sawmill. It will output planks long, regular planks, prefab walls, and your wood beams. Here on the production floor, it will put it all in the drop zones. And then in the middle portion, this is the production floor. So in here will be where your output is for the wood beams and everything. Around here to the side is the trailer unload area for the whole sawmill. And then back here on this end of the building is where your prefab walls will come out here, as well as your wood chip dispenser will be right here. Overall, we've talked to Mr. Scott. All jokes aside, he absolutely loves this thing. He loves running it with his boys. It's real wholesome bonding for them. His only con that he has found with this mod is that there is no cut through in the center. He would like to see maybe a cut through from this side of the building to that side of the building without having to go out and all the way around. But other than that, he's absolutely loving this sawmill. Again, not really much bad things to say about it. It does take up a lot of space, but whenever you look at the output for the prefab walls and all the other planks and everything, it does need the space. And it holds a lot of wood. Fill her up and let her run. That's all we got to say about it.
Pretty much that's it. I mean, but like he said, it needs a lot of space to be able to put all those products inside this room. So yeah, I'm with Jarhead. It's a very good mod. If you've got the room to be able to put it down. I think he did an excellent job with it, and the capacity is there. You can leave it. You got something to do. You can't. Of course, we're on a server, so there's other people that get on. He can actually fill it up, and us not touch it. If he's got something to do that day, and us not have to worry about filling it up all the time. It's awesome. It's an awesome mod. Yeah. With that said, though,
Jump into the next
anybody
one.
got anything else?
Oh, I'm good.
On to the next.
Alrighty, moving on to the next mod on our list. This is mod number 8. This is the excavator attachments brought to you by Kenny456. This mod is extremely beneficial for the logging area. In specific, let's go down to here to our mod list. We have the excavator attachments. We have all of the grapple claws, the big log grapples, um, the butt end top. We actually have this one, and we have this one, the filler buncher, on the excavator right now. We got the other cutters, the dangled and the fixed. Got the wood shear, all the clam buckets, some universal buckets, and then the tool adapter to mount up. Again, this is the feller cutter buncher. Blah blah blah. Billy, you said you've been working with this. You want to take it away?
Yeah, I'll give a couple little things that I've learned with it along the way. It can articulate any direction that you want it to go. I mean, you could set it on upside down if you wanted to and cut a tree. But the main thing I would say to everybody that I've learned using it, what little time it's been out, is make sure that you grapple around the tree. And probably the most important thing that I've learned using it so far is when it'll kind of ghost into the tree. When you go to turn the blade on and it cuts it, immediately turn the blade off because it will make like little donut top. If it stays on, it'll make like donut little top wood things, wood plates, if you want to call them.
Little frisbees.
Yeah, little frisbees. Thank you. So grapple it first of all. Do not turn the head on until you are ready to cut it. After grappling it, turn the blade on. As soon as it cuts the tree, immediately turn the blade off, and then you can manipulate it, put it where you want it, um, spin the boom around. But that's my piece of advice to you all when you do use it. And the other piece of advice I would have is we've tested it, we've tried it on both the big and small excavator, the Volvo versions in the game. It will only work on the biggest excavator, the EC 3800L. That is the only one it will work on. So that's just what we've learned so far using it, figuring it out. So we do have another piece of uh, some more of the pack down here that we'll show you real briefly. We'll run down
The other one
here,
we
and
got is
it's
the button top.
yeah, the button top. We're using it to load trucks. Uh, if anybody has any experience loading wood, with just the single gripper on it, it tends to want to slide out if you don't get it exactly in the center of the gripper. So this gentleman or lady developed this. It works just like the clamp, except for you got these extended ends right here on each side that holds the log firmly in the grip. So when you go to load it, and it's fully articulated too. You can do all kinds of stuff with it. So just keep those in mind. And then down here
We're just gonna teach these
we
boys how
have
to log
another
trees on
piece.
the trailer.
Yeah. Down here we've not used this yet. We went ahead and bought it in case we needed it. Is your normal bucket for an excavator. So we went ahead and bought that one just in case we might need it somewhere for a big pile of wood chips or pick up if we spill something, off a truck that's loose, we can take and attach this to an excavator and take it over there and pick it up. So, like I said, we've not used this yet, but it's pretty self explanatory what it is. Most people in their life have seen that on a excavator. So, that's pretty much the items we've used. Now we do have another standard clamp that we have. It's over at the shop that's not been brought up yet because we've been trying to familiarize ourselves with this pieces of equipment right now. So that's pretty much them in a nutshell as far as what we have used or uh, trying to get experience with. So I think that's pretty much it.
Good enough. On to the next. Alrighty, number 9 on the list is going to be the Powfinger FLC 253 pack from the Black Sheep modding. This is an absolutely amazing mod. I use it for the tailor shop. Others are using it for pretty much the same identical reasons. It does come with these little telehandlers, these little forklifts. If you've ever seen any like delivery companies and whatnot, they have these. This will actually mount to the backside of the trailer. So if you need to transport and whatnot, it will actually, you can actually pull up, drive in, and it will mount up to this. The trailer, this specific layout is the box trailer. You do have capabilities of dropping the sides and the back. Go ahead and get those dropping down. So you can opt to drop either the left side or the right side, or you can drop both, and you can also drop the back as well. But when you're moving the boxes and whatnot for the tailor shop, this has been an absolute lifesaver. We'll back up if you want to hop out of that, Tony. I'll show it hooking back up to that. So you do got to back it up into it. If I'm in the right spot. Did you turn it off? No, you got to turn it off first. That was one thing we had to figure out. So the forklift itself has to be turned off. There we go. Or it's got to be in transport mode. But then you can hook back up into it, and then if we want, we can take Mr. Tony for a ride. But we can take our goods and whatnot wherever we want. Do a drop off, whatever we need to do. Cons, I don't really have a con, honestly. This has been a really good mod.
Those guys at Black Sheep Mod, they tend to knock it out of the park when it comes to a mod. I've used a bunch of their mods before in the past and FS22, and I'm telling you, those guys they got their act together.
Let me find. I think I've actually got to go to the trailers. It's not going to show it on the map or on the mod list.
Now there is multiple versions of this, or at least I know of another version of this trailer. Right? There's a Conestoga that where the sides
yes.
slide back.
So there's all of these are the Crone trailers. This one is more semi-industrial. Of course, you can change the livery however you want. You can go with standard and actually paint it just however you like. Base cost on this one is $29,000. On this one in specific, the side curtain will actually slide open, same as on the right side, and you can open the back doors for loading in the trailer if that's what you like. You've also got the exact same thing. The sides on this will slide open, both sides. This trailer is actually this one is a little bit bigger than this one. This one is a 5.9 6 ton. We'll just say 6 ton, and then the other one is a 8 ton. And then the other one is the Profiliner multi steel. This is what a lot of us opted to go with. You've either got the flatbed or you've got the sidewalls. With having the sidewalls again, you can drop the right and left side as well as the bottom or the back side to make it easier for box loading, whatnot like that, if that's what you choose. Again, you can do full customization with colors, whatnot like that. Base cost 24,000 or 24.5 thousand. You can do all kinds of color customization with this. This has been a great trailer. Don't have any cons with it. I'm sold on this mod for sure.
Well, the only because I've used the Conestoga, or some people call them curtain side, but they're basically the same thing. The only thing that I can see that you have to get really used to with the curtain side or Conestoga is when you slide either the curtain to the front or to the back, it'll block a little bit of the trailer with the tarp. So what you have to do is load what you can get to, then slide that tarp pretty much like real life up to the point to up towards the front so you can get to unload the back of it. So you would have to do that even in real life on a trailer. So that would be the only thing I would tell, because it took me a few minutes to figure out, well, why can't I load either the front or the back once I get the rest of it loaded? And I figured out that you slide it to the back if you're wanting to load the rest of the front. And if you're loading the rest of the back and you slide it to the back and you load the front part of the trailer, you have to slide that back to the front to load the rest of it. So that's the only piece of advice I can find that uh, I can say as far as the tarp or the Conestoga trailer. As far as this trailer, it's awesome. You know.
Failed to mention, I'm trying to find it real quick before we go on to the next one. You do have to go into a separate one if you are going with this mod for the trailer. You do have to purchase the forklift separate. It will show up
Yes.
here in the forklifts mod or forklifts. It'll show up right here, the Powellfinger FLC 253 pack mod. Again, you can do either beacon lots, however design you want. Um, you got some color customization to it. Base cost on this 37,000. This will mount to the trailer. It's just another helpful piece. So if you are in the production like we are, and you're needing something like this for to load down a bunch of your boxes and whatnot, just to keep them nice and snug in the trailer while you're transporting and whatnot. This combination right here is unbeatable. It's unbeatable.
Yeah. So what I've found in prior usage of this, let's say you own another production and on the other side of the map, and you're needing if you want to do it in real life, like you would do it if you want to play like you're in real life, where that fork truck really comes in handy is you don't have to have a fork truck at every one of your productions because you're bringing the fork truck with you to unload the truck at the next production that you're needing, the next step. So used to, I would have to, if I had a production that was, I bought a in-game production and it was on the other side of the map, I would have to load a fork truck, take it with me on the trailer, which is taking away room of product, unload it, unload the trailer, load it back up. With this, it stays on the trailer. You don't ever have to take it off unless you need it, and it really helps you in that type of scenario too, where you don't have to have a fork truck at every production.
Yep.
You just bring it with you.
It goes with it. Package to do.
Yep. Uh,
I I have to disagree about something. I
yeah,
could
go
do it.
ahead. That's
I have the forklift, and I I could do without it. I've drove forklifts and as jobs in real life, and I know this is supposed to be, like Jarhead said, this is supposed to be one of those that like a moving company would use, or like
Lowe's.
Lowe's
Yeah,
if
that
they're
type of yeah.
delivering, and it just when you go to load something, these little bars right here in the front get in the way.
Yeah, but that's why
Uh,
it did.
They
See, I agree
extend.
with you but this is the point of the videos is I agree with you. But the kicker to that is if it when you pull up to it, let's say we load them where the tires are, that little scissor thing that brings the forks out also accommodates for that too. But I get what you're saying, 100%. But with that fork truck, it's got, and I don't know how realistic that is. You all tell me. I don't know. I never drove a fork truck. Is that realistic? The little scissor thing that comes out with the forks on it to
they oh
accommodate for those.
the like the little extender.
Not the extender on the actual forks, but the actual thing that brings it completely out.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
these
Or
little bars, yeah, those little bars are basically to make sure you're straight in.
okay, let's lower it,
On
and
the
I'll show
forks,
Tony.
um, realistically, yes, there is a hydraulic scissor that you can push and extend the forks out further to reach further.
Okay. Well, I'm not talking about the metal slotty ones on the actual forks. I'm talking about that. It looks like a scissor. I'll show y'all what I'm talking about.
You need help.
Don't need to try to. Well, it'd help if I had it on, huh?
Probably. Hit G to swap your tools. He's new to PC, so he's learning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then Q to drop. There you go, lad.
All right. So let me show you what y'all show. Okay. So we know we have to take it out of work transport mode.
Yep.
Let's take it out of
So
work
one thing
mode.
I like about this right here is when you put it into
I'm talking
work
about
mode,
this, not the
push
little
out like this.
this little thing right here, the little scissor looking thing. That right
The
there,
fork,
Tony's. Yeah.
the forklifts that I have drove are the more industrial forklifts. Uh, the ones we've had to order, like they have fork extensions, which is basically just a longer version of the fork. I've never seen that before, so I don't know.
Yeah, me neither. And I'm not familiar with fork trucks enough to know that if now this I've seen before that where it slides out on the forks. I've kind of seen that a little bit. They don't go that
That's
far out.
that's actually what fork extensions look like.
I'm talking about the X, the little X thing in the
Yeah, yeah,
center.
yeah. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure on that one.
I
So
ain't either.
another pro, I don't know if you guys have seen or been messing with this. Um, so say you're way up here, or you got it like this number right here, and you're like, okay, I gotta, I'm driving up to my box right here that I gotta pick up. You can actually go into transport mode real quick, and then go back into work mode, and it'll level it back out.
Oh, see. I didn't know that.
Yeah, you can go into like this is in transport mode. I can't do anything. I can't move the forks
Right.
whatsoever. I can go into work mode. I can, maneuver it however I need to. If it's off kilter in any way, shape, or form, if I hit X and go back, or if I hit the button to put it back into transport mode and then go back into work mode, it will auto level it back out that I can just drive right up and get my next box and go on.
I got you.
I don't have to sit
Okay.
here and finagle with it and whatnot until it's
Right.
like, okay. Now I'm
That
level.
was
I
I
can go
wasn't
on.
real sure about the scissor thing. I get Tony's point because you get to the tires right here, and the way it's designed, you almost have to have the scissor thing on it to get it to go onto the bed at a decent distance. I get what
Excuse
Tony's
me.
saying, 100%.
Yeah. I mean, generally, what I do is like, I'll pull up. I'll just make sure that I'm kind of like in line. This thing's real touchy. It wants to get real super fast. Like I'll pull up, like make sure I'm in line, and like I'll go ahead and do my extension, and then I'll make sure that like my box is touching over on the other side. And I mean, with this,
Hmm.
I can get pretty far up in here, lean over and touch it as much as I need to.
Right.
And then once I know my box is down, I can lower it and then pull off, and then come back out. And then, like I said, you can go into work, you can go into transport mode, and then back into work mode, and you're lowered again, just to scoop your next box.
I don't know if that was intentional, but that was funny. Uh,
Like
but like I
yeah,
say,
I
that's
had a hard time
I
with it.
like them. They've helped me a bunch. Like when I owned in 22, when I owned the pallet factory, and I had to move the pallet factory and take it to the place where you sold the pallets. It helped me out tremendously. But I do see Tony's too. I see both ends of it.
I do as well until I figured out the extension and lowering the forks forward to be able to touch the other side, and then just
Right.
if I need to, just kind of just give it a little push and let it. That's why I like leaving one of the sidewalls up. That way I can kind of just push them up
Right.
against the wall. But
So
and
I
then
guess what
when
we're
this mod did come out, there was an issue with it, with the boxes just flying off randomly, just exploding. But ever since, I don't think we've had any issues with that since. We only had the one
no,
time.
no. Like I say, Black Sheep Modding is I don't know if it's a group of guys or just one dude, but I've had nothing but good luck out of their mods. So, but like I say, like we want to say, get it, try it out, see if you like it. You maybe be like Tony and feel like you don't necessarily have to have it. You're be like me and really enjoy it. So use your own, get it, use it, play with it, get the feel for it, and you may like it, you may not. That's why we have these videos, just to kind of give you how we feel about them, and
Agreed. Well,
you can make your own decisions.
I think we've said enough about this. It's about time for some lunch. Y'all want to go get some lunch for a minute and then get back into
Let's
this?
go get some lunch.
Alrighty, we'll be back in a minute. Alrighty, everyone, bringing us on to the last mod for today's video. Number 10, we have the Fruit Greenhouse by MTL Modding Team. These are Tony's. Again, Mr. Tony, take it away.
Okay. So these are like the in-game greenhouses, except for the fact that they hold all the, what would you say, Billy? Like
Well, you got olives in this one. Is that
olives
correct?
in this one. Yep.
Yep. Okay.
Grapes.
Grapes in this one down here.
This one. Yeah.
So those are two crops that you would normally plant out in the open. You have olives and green and grapes, right?
Yeah.
So
These are the
it's more
two
of a
that take vineyards. So,
okay. So
but
these are
and
more
then
of a greenhouse setting.
yeah, and then the last three. This one is green beans. This one is spinach. The last one is peas. Yeah, peas. So basically, these greenhouses hold all of your specialty crop. I think that's what I was kind of looking for, is a specialty crop.
Okay.
We've had this mod in once before, and the modders had it to where it was you have to have water, you have to have seed, solid fertilizer, and herbicide to use this greenhouse. And they
Okay. So,
had it set to where it would hold like 100,000 liters of each. But the problem was it was too fast. It would go through 100,000 liters of seed in about 10 minutes. So that meant that somebody would have to be here to do nothing but continuously load seed into these greenhouses. I think they heard people's complaints about it being too fast, and they updated it and brought out a realistic uh, version of their first mod. That's the one that we're using now. It holds 10,000 liters of each of the water, seed, herbicide, solid fertilizer, uh, and it doesn't go as fast, and it's more manageable. It's where we had just one of these with everything growing. Now we have one of each, 5 growing it's separate in each one. So instead of
so,
this one having all 5, we have one greenhouse for each special crop.
so it basically, what you're saying is it made it more manageable to be able to maintain and not have to have somebody on it 24/7 pumping seed into it. Now,
Correct.
does it still take seed, herbicide,
Yeah, it
and
still
those other
takes
things?
it takes all of that, but it's more manageable. I filled these up in game uh 2 days ago in real life time, and it's still at a decent capacity to where we haven't had to touch it since. In the first one, we would have, like I said, every 10 minutes we would have to be loading not just the seed, but as also would have to load the herbicide, the fertilizer. So we would honestly have to have one person just sitting here continuously just loading and loading. And even with just one greenhouse, it was not feasible for us to do that. So I actually took it out of our mod list. Took it out of the our mod period. And when I saw that they had an update, and the update was a slower, more manageable version, I said, let's give it another shot. Put it back in, and it's absolutely wonderful. And so I put, like I said, each one of these greenhouses has its own crop in it. Now the grapes and the olives we do have a vineyard for those. Um, these are producing pretty good by themselves, so I've actually thought about taking the vineyards out
And just doing greenhouses?
and just doing greenhouses. That's how, I mean, we could do maybe one more greenhouse of both the olives and the grapes, and just
Mm-hmm.
have that one plus the 2 separate ones that we got right here by themselves, and we would be able to keep up with everything that we operate.
So you could produce enough grapes and olives for your productions just with, let's say, 4 greenhouses.
Yeah, yeah. I could either do 2 more single greenhouses, or I'm thinking about just doing one with the olives and the grapes in one greenhouse and keeping these 2 separate. So,
Oh wow.
yeah. But if you want a challenge and you don't care to just be busy, you could. They have both mods still in. This is, like I said, this is the slower version. There is a version for the fast mod, and that one is the one where you will have to have somebody just constantly just filling it up, filling it up. But it does produce 100 times more than these do.
So
Sure, yeah.
if that's going that fast, yeah, it's definitely outputting a lot. So I know where you get all the other stuff. Where are you getting? Is the pump back there on the corner? Is that where you're getting your water for this? I seen a little bit of that while we were over there.
Yeah, yeah. So at the end of this, um, at the end of this building, there is this. It's a mod. It's another one of the mods that we use. It's a water pump. Uh, it's a placeable, and basically it draws water from out of the ground, and it supplies all of the greenhouses, all of the mushroom houses on in our game. This one pump fills all the water for every greenhouse. As
And
of right now,
it distributes too, so it's doing it automatically.
yes,
You're not having to do water runs anymore.
no, you do not have to do water runs anymore. So you literally just like you said, put it down, come over here, put it on distribute. Now it does have to fill up. It does have a 1,000,000 liter capacity, and for the amount of greenhouses and mushroom houses that we have, it did take it a while to fill up. But now it's so full that every one of these greenhouses will never run out of water unless we take that out of the game.
So it takes the water
Mm-hmm.
from the main. This looks like something you'd see in real life, maybe on a water main with a city or something like that. So it takes this and fills all these barrels and then disperses it throughout the greenhouses, right?
Well,
And it
okay,
does
so
that for every greenhouse or anything that needs water, right?
anything, yeah, any operation that needs water, which is more likely the greenhouses and the mushroom houses,
Sure.
uh, this is the water container, and
Right.
it like you said, it literally just fills up and then distributes to all the greenhouses on the map, and um, I haven't had to touch the water since I put that pump in.
Okay.
So,
All right. So, all right. Well, that's awesome. That's making you money so you can concentrate on other things until it gets to be harvest time or it pops out. I think they pop out on crates right here to the side of it, right here where the marker is, or something like that. Or did you
they
distribute?
this is actually where you dump the seeds and the solid fertilizer.
Okay, so these are different than a standard greenhouse, then, right?
So I think the pickup is on. Yeah, the pickup is on this side,
Okay.
but it
Okay.
just so happens that
Yeah, there's the yellow marker. I see it
yeah.
now.
So the pickup on this one is right here, and then the dump one for this one is on this side.
Okay,
So
so
it just so happens to look like it's just one big area.
I got you. Okay, so
Uh,
this right through here, it's all not the back, of course, but all the sides are accounted for, and it just looks like I got you.
but I do have. I mean, I have all of these set to distribute because
Right,
each one of these has their own final like next step. And
gotcha.
instead of loading it up on a trailer, um, it's just faster if we set everything distribute. So because that gives us time to plow our fields, pick up all this
And take care of the other
straw.
stuff, right?
Yeah,
Which that's what you got in this field here, straw, right?
yeah, I'll be picking that up sometime. I still got 2 more fields to harvest
Oh
before I.
goodness.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's pretty much it, and that it's different from your other, as far as herbicide and needing seed, correct?
Oh yeah.
And and it of course needs water. All the greenhouses, but the difference between these and the others is you need seed and herbicide as compared to the other ones in game.
Yeah, yeah. The other ones, the in-game greenhouses don't need seed. The only thing they need is water.
Right.
And also, these greenhouses produce the specialty crops. The
Gotcha.
other greenhouses produce
Your
normal
vegetables, your
vegetables,
tomatoes,
tomatoes, cabbage, Napa cabbage, onion,
like a like a
strawberries.
like a normal greenhouse would, you would think in real
Yeah,
life.
yeah.
This gives you just a little different version of growing something in the greenhouse. Okay. Jarhead, you got any questions?
I'm pretty good. Seems like a pretty
All right.
straightforward process. Doesn't look like you have to do much with it.
Nope. Other than the seed and the herbicide, really, that's a good tanker, and you're good to go probably for a while.
Oh yeah.
Well, before he puts us to work picking up straw or something, I'm gonna get out of here.
All right. All right.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
he'll put us to work, won't he? That's right. I forgot.
You know, nah. We'll get into the rest of it. I know we've got a good handful of more mods to go over. So I say we're good for now. We'll call it and we'll pick up the rest on another day.
All right. That sounds great to me.
Well, gentlemen, it's been fun. I'll holler at you guys later.
All right, man. See ya.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to say I appreciate everybody for coming and hanging out with us. Part one of the mods video, we are going to call it for now. We'll bring you guys part two hopefully next week. But yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us again. Appreciate you guys for bearing with us. We do got a lot going on in real life at this time, so we did unfortunately miss a week, but again, we've got a lot going on, new additions and vacations, whatnot like that. So just bear with us. Again, we're striving to bring you guys content, learn some things, have fun doing it. But yeah, guys, we'll see you guys on the next one. Appreciate you.
Yeah, it holds more chickens than the base game. If I'm right, oh crap.